welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantor with the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Thank you for joining us today. Before we get started, I want to thank TV47 and Chris and everyone who helps us put on this program. We appreciate it very much. Joining me today is one of our girls who used to come to the library to check out books. Leah Platt is joining us. That was when you were young. Well, I mean, you know, you may still come in. I just don't see you because you're downstairs in the adult section. But thank you for joining me, Leah. Leah is a pilot in our area, and I wanted to talk about how you became a pilot and a flight instructor and all of that. So thank you for coming in early this morning.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Good, good. Okay, I've been seeing some things on Facebook, which I guess is where I get all of my information about flight school and discovery flights and things like that. So you are a pilot, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been a pilot?
I've been training for about 2 years now and working my way up, getting some new ratings, and now I'm a flight instructor.
Oh, wow. So is that done here in Sylacauga at our airport?
Yes, so we do have a flight school here in Sylacauga.
Oh, wow.
We have it's called Brown Arrow Technologies. Our main campus is in Alex City, and this is a new branch here in Sylacauga. So it's only been here about a month, and we're getting started, but it's been really nice to fly with people in the community.
Oh, that is great. Yeah, I've seen where you take some people up. Maybe it's to see if they want to be a pilot or just for fun. Is that true?
Exactly. That's the point of a discovery flight. If you want to go up as a birthday present or an anniversary gift, we had that yesterday.
Yeah.
You can just go up and fly and enjoy the experience. We even let you fly the plane yourself if you want to once we get in the air.
Wow.
So it's also a good intro for people to see if it's something they would be interested in pursuing in the future.
Wow. What a great gift, though.
I
My
know,
husband,
it's awesome.
I have to tell you, my husband might enjoy that. So you give lessons also through the flight school,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Do you have several students, or y'all are just getting started?
We're in the works. We're getting started. We
Yeah.
have a couple students at our campus right now, just at different stages of training. But we're working on building that up, so hopefully it can be big for Sylacauga.
Wow, that is great. Are you the only instructor in the group, or are there some more of you?
No, so we actually have 4 instructors here in Sylacauga, which is perfect because if there's a day one of us can't instruct, there's plenty of backup so that you're not getting set back with your training.
That's great, great. So if anybody wants to learn to be a pilot or have a flight or just a fun flight or something, do they just get in touch with you, call the airport? Or
Yes, ma'am. And you can also look at our website. It's brownarrow.com. And that's the name of the flight school. And then I also do independent instruction.
Right, Marble City Aviation.
Yes,
right
ma'am.
there. Good.
There's my card. And we do independent instruction with a Cessna 150.
Okay.
And then the flight school Brown Arrow uses a Piper Warrior, which is a 4-seater, so it's a bigger airplane.
Okay. I've heard those terms. I've heard those names of planes, but I don't really know all what that means, but I'm glad you do. Now, if someone wants to become a pilot, is there a age requirement, things like that? Okay.
Yeah, so you can solo an airplane when you're 16 years old, which means you can fly by yourself. So it's pretty cool. That's kind of a young age to be flying a plane by yourself.
Yeah.
And then you can get your private pilot's license when you're 17. And in order to be eligible to get your private pilot's license, you'd have to obtain a student pilot certificate, have a medical, and then complete the necessary training and be fluent in English. And that's the requirements.
Wow.
States.
And I'm sure it takes several hours of flying, and maybe there's book study, there's a lot of things. What all is involved in becoming a pilot, or what all was involved when you did it?
Yeah, so it's about 90% ground study, 10% flying.
Oh, wow.
So the biggest struggle is getting past all the studying to prepare for your check ride and be ready for your test, because you have to pass a written exam and then you pass your check ride, which is an oral portion with a DPE. You're talking back and forth, just making sure you understand the concepts you need to. And then there's a flight assessment as well. And in order to be eligible for that, you have to have 40 hours of flight training, a minimum of 40 hours.
Wow. I know when I was in college, my roommate was learning to be a pilot, and she would have to fly somewhere and just touch down and take off again. Maybe, I forgot what that's called. I knew at the time, but lots of practice.
Lots of practice,
it's like driving a car.
Exactly.
I mean, more. It's harder. Maybe it's harder than that. I don't know.
Honestly, once you get in the air and you've spent 5 or 10 hours just getting comfortable in the plane, the flying really isn't that difficult. It's mostly the ground study. and making sure you're proficient with that.
Okay. And learning all the dials and the buttons and all that. I'm
Yes,
sure
ma'am.
that takes a while.
It takes a little while to develop your flow, but in early training for private students, we're mostly focusing outside and learning how to fly the plane and get a feel for it with reference outside. Of course, your instruments are important, but we try not to be super fixated on them while we're flying.
Okay. Now, my brother-in-law is a pilot, so which means I know about this much about it, but I've just heard him talk. Can you be trained to, like if you're flying at night, you can't rely on the outside as much as you can during the day, so you have to know what's going on your panel.
For
Is that a different certification or something like that?
No, so you can fly at night once you have your private pilot's license or as a student pilot, but generally you do need to exercise more caution because it is a different level of flying.
Right. Well, that is exciting. I mean, that it's right here in
I know,
Sylacauga.
I love it. I wish it had been here sooner. That would have been fun. Could have done more training out here, but I'm glad it's here for the community.
Yes. Now, you said you have Marble City Aviation?
Yes, ma'am.
We were talking, and I was watching that come up. So, but you work with what now?
Brown Arrow Technologies is the name of the flight school.
That's right, Brown, and it's headquartered in Ellick City.
Yes.
But we have a branch here. That is great. That's
I know,
exciting.
it's awesome.
Yeah. How long has it been here?
Just about a month, so it's brand new.
Brand new. Okay, great.
Yep, the plane's in great condition. We have great flight instructors, so if anybody's interested, they should definitely come out and at least see the operation.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, I tell you, we're going to pause for a minute and take a commercial break, and I'll be right back and talk some more with Leah.
A funeral service represents a family's final farewell to their loved ones. Knowing this, we go beyond what is expected to ensure the ceremony is beautiful and memorable, a truly fitting tribute to that special life. We invite you to visit us to meet our staff and tour our renovated facility complete with a new dining area and catering services. We've been serving the people of this area for over 40 years, and we think that you'll be pleased to find that making lasting impressions remains our first priority. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.
Bonanza, the famous Western television series, is now on WOIL TV 47. Join Little Joe, Hoss, Adam, and Ben Cartwright on the Ponderosa every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Fist fighting, chicken chasing, gunslinging, and more. Join us for Coffee and Bonanza every weekday morning at 8 a.m. on TV 47.
And you gotta.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Leah Platt, who is a flight instructor with Brown Arrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I got it right. Good. Here at our own airport here in Sylacauga. We're talking about flight lessons, discovery flights, and things like that, being a pilot. Well, I want to know, before I get to asking you why you wanted to be a pilot, Leah sent us some slides, so let's look at some of those to see some. Okay, yeah, tell us what's going on in the picture.
All right, so that is actually at the Glider Club at the Sylacauga Airport, and that's how I got started with my training.
Oh.
So one day, my dad and I went out to the airport after I decided I was interested in flying, and the first hangar we stopped at was Aero Missions, which is actually a missions-based organization we have in Sylacauga, which I feel like many people don't know about.
Right.
And they directed me to the Glider Club, said it was a great intro to get started flying, so I went out there and I soloed in a glider, and then I started flying powered aircraft.
Oh, wow. That's exciting. Yeah, here we go.
Yep. And aviation is all about networking and who you know, so I try to find ways to meet other pilots, and this is actually in Stuart, Florida. We were in a Falcon jet, just getting the lay of the land for potentially what I'm hopefully going to be seeing in the future. So it's really awesome. That is the flight school I attended in Florida in Vero Beach, and that was after I got my commercial pilot certification.
Oh, good.
So they took a couple pictures. And another awesome part about flying in general aviation and who you know is being able to fly other airplanes and even work on other airplanes. So I was doing an oil change with an AMP on his Cessna.
You have to do a lot of your own maintenance, or you do. Yeah, I guess you don't have to. You choose to do some of the maintenance.
There are things called preventative maintenance, which you're legally allowed to do yourself, and then other things would have to be signed off by an aviation mechanic.
Sure, yeah.
And then this, right after I got my private pilot's license, this also ties back into networking. I met a Delta pilot who invited me to go to the training center, so we flew in the 737 sim for about 2.5 hours. That was a really fun day. Got to see the training center. I mean, it's really awesome.
Oh, good.
And then that's a glider. That's the day I soloed a glider for the first time, so I went up by myself. That was actually in Butler, Georgia.
Okay, how fun.
And then that is my longest flight. I was in a multi-engine airplane, a Baron, and we flew across 5 states in one day, just a bunch of time in the air.
Oh, wow.
It was awesome.
That seems like a long flight to me.
And then, so that's actually the flight school's plane, Brown Arrow, and that's me with the student. That's actually Madison. We were talking about that earlier.
Yes.
But she was getting ready for her first flight, so we were doing our pre-flight, checking the fuel. That's another discovery flight as well for a student who actually wants to be a pilot now, so she's going to come back and train.
Good.
And then that's just taking up family friends to go fly. That's Odessa. She's done this segment with you as well. So she went up and flew with me in the 150 that we have with Marble City.
How fun. I bet that's fun to
Oh,
take
it's
friends
so fun.
up. Yeah.
So fun. And the great thing about flying at the airport here is we're right beside the quarry. You have Lay Lake, so it's really fun to go fly by the lake. A lot of people live out there, so flying over their house and coming back and seeing the quarry is really scenic.
Oh, that's right. You get to fly over all those pretty things, and then maybe, like you said, see your house.
Yeah, exactly.
That is neat. Well, that is exciting. And so they can just call you if they want to take now what's it called? Like if you want to just go on a discovery flight. Discovery flight. And I know there is a charge for that. You can talk about that with them, but that's exciting. That would be a lot of fun. It'd be a great birthday present.
Exactly. It'd be awesome.
Well, now tell me why you wanted to become a pilot.
So I was taking a career preparedness class in high school, probably my junior year, and really just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I knew I loved traveling, and there was nothing that I was really set on that I knew I would enjoy. So I was talking to my dad about it one day and talking about being a flight attendant, doing travel marketing, anything in that realm. And he said, well, have you considered being a pilot? I was like, no, but that would be really cool. So he took off work the next day and we went up to the airport and just went to the first available hangar that we saw, which was Aero Missions. And that's really where it all got started. Nobody in my family has flown. Nobody had any background.
Right.
Actually, come to find out, my grandfather had done some pre-solo training, but kind of got distracted and did other things. But it was really awesome to know how welcoming the aviation community is, and everybody wants more pilots. So it was just really heartwarming coming in with zero background knowledge, and they took me seriously and helped me out, and it was really awesome.
And at a young age, I mean, you're not 15, I know, but you're young, and so that is it's great. And a woman too. Are there many women pilots, or?
Honestly, I think the numbers are growing. My private pilot instructor was a female as well. A majority of my instructors have been guys, but there's actually an organization in Birmingham called Women in Aviation, and I joined that when I was 16 or 17, and that was a great way to network with other women in the industry. They had corporate pilots, airline pilots, other girls who were trying to figure out how they were going to do their training. So it was really nice to meet other people and other members of the community and get involved through that as well.
It's great. Men, women, it doesn't matter. Just be a well-trained pilot.
Exactly.
That's all
as long
I
as
really
you can fly.
Yeah, when I fly, that's all I care about. So now you don't do it overnight, I'm sure, when you're learning to be a pilot. I know you said somewhere you took some lessons in Florida, I believe, in some of the pictures. Yeah,
I went a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah, what kind of? Because I know you're from Sylacauga.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell what was the path there? Where did you train?
Okay, yeah. So I started doing glider training here in Sylacauga with the Glider Club, and that was a little bit on and off because I was working while I was still in school, so kind of working that out. And then I really got serious about my private pilot training senior year of high school. And it's nice because if you do dual enrollment, you get half a days at school, so it worked perfect to be able to go and train during school. And then I got my private pilot's license summer of last year.
Okay.
And then I've kind of been full speed ahead after that. So I moved to Vero Beach, Florida for about 7 months to get my instrument rating, which means you can fly in the clouds, and then my commercial license. And then I wanted to have fun with the rest of my training, get experience in new airspace. So I ended up getting my multi-engine rating in Ohio, and then doing my flight instructor training and my flight instructor instrument training in Texas.
Well, you've already done some travel.
Yes, ma'am. I've gotten to travel.
That is exciting.
That was the goal. And now I'm back here.
Yeah, that's great. And you've met a lot of people, like you said. It's all about networking.
that
Some
network.
of it is just knowing people. Yeah. Where do you think you want to go with this?
That's to be
you may not
determined.
know
I'm honestly enjoying being a flight instructor right now, and I want to be able to help other people in the community potentially discover what their future career is going to be. Down the road, I'd enjoy doing corporate flying for a little while, and then maybe the airlines, because I have to be 23 to fly for the airlines anyway, so I've still got 4 years. It's going to be a little while.
Yeah.
So I think doing corporate while flight instructing would be fun.
Wow. That is just exciting. It's so nice to see somebody young taking up something that they really have a passion for, and you seem like you do.
Yes, ma'am. I enjoy it.
That is great. That's great. So it took a year or so, I guess?
I would say probably a year and a half. My private pilot training took the longest just because I was in school senior year. There's some things that get in the way, but after I got that out, I was determined to get done in a year. And so that's about the timeline it took for the rest of my training.
Wow, that's great. So if somebody wanted to start on that path, they could get in touch with the flight school here and start their training.
Exactly.
Or maybe complete it. I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, you can go the whole way through. We have training for every license that you would need for general training.
Wow, that's neat. I'll have to go out to the airport sometime.
Yeah, come out and see us. We're in the FBO. Give us a call. We can give you a tour. You can come see the plane. The FBO, which is the red brick building at the airport.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. Well, that's neat. Yeah. Well, listen, we're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Leah.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
The Maxi Veezy Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-orama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxi Veezy Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Great. What am I going to do now?
Time to visit Brown's Auto Collision.
No problem at all. We've contacted your insurance company and we can get you back into regional condition right away. And I just want to remind you that all of our work is covered by a lifetime warranty. We're done.
Wow, that was easy and looks great.
Brown's Auto Collision.
Where quality is no accident.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Leah Platt, who is a flight instructor and a pilot here at the airport. Now, I know we were talking during the break. It's been a while since I've been out to the Sylacauga Airport. What all is out there? I know probably a lot of changes have been made, or what all is out there right now?
Yes, ma'am. So we have a lot of general aviation pilots, so several aircraft owners, several glider owners. We have the Glider Club, which they have 3 gliders that they use for their operation and for their training. And then several members in the club have their own gliders as well. So they'll all pull them out on the weekends and go fly together. And then we have Aero Missions, like we talked about, which is a maintenance shop. And then they use their proceeds to go towards mission work. And then we have our flight school.
They use their planes to do this work, right?
Yes, ma'am. And they're also training their missionary pilots in those planes as well.
Wow, that's exciting. Now I want to go back to the glider club. That you said that's where you started.
Yes,
your
ma'am.
first
That's
glider
how I
club.
got started.
Is that the ones I see where the plane is pulling a glider
exactly.
and then it lets go? Wow.
So the glider doesn't have an engine, so there's no way for it to get in the air. So they have what's called a Pawnee, which is a powerful airplane like a crop duster.
Okay.
And they have a rope attached, and then they just pull them up, and you stay behind the plane. And then when you're ready to release, you just pull the bar, and then you're just gliding from there.
Wow, was that hard? It seems hard, I guess, with no engine. I think. How do you know where you're going? But you just do.
It just takes a good instructor to teach you how to fly. And I had a great instructor. He was also my tailwheel instructor, so I got my tailwheel endorsement in Sylacauga as well.
What does that mean?
Instead of tricycle gear, so the typical airplane would have a nose wheel and then two mains. It's two mains and then a tail wheel in the back.
Oh,
so it's a bit of a different form of flying.
Gosh, I bet there are a lot of different kinds of planes, and you have to be certified on each one. That must take a while. I mean, or maybe do you get to choose the ones you think you'll fly, or?
Yeah, you can choose your ratings and what you want to get certified for.
Okay. Is there continuing ed for pilots? I mean,
yes. So every 2 years to stay current and maintain your license, you have to have a flight review. So you'd go up with an instructor or a DPE, whatever you wanted to do, and just check off the boxes that you're still proficient and current.
Okay.
And then professional development, if you wanted to go get new ratings. This week I'm really excited. I'm going to get my seaplane rating. So we're going to be flying seaplanes on Lay Lake. And that's a great way to stay current as well and build your experience.
Seaplanes.
I know, I'm really excited.
Tell me about that. I think I know what a seaplane is, but anyway.
You either have the float type or a flying boat, which is essentially you're landing in the water and it almost feels like you're in the water. And then floats, they put floats on. Typically it's what you would use for a normal plane, like a 172. And they put floats on it, and those floats will keep you floating on the water.
Oh, do we have some here, or do people use them?
Not out of Sylacauga. I'm going to Shelby County to do it. I'm not super well versed in it because I haven't done it yet, but that's this week.
Well, that is neat. I can see landing. The takeoff part I don't really see, but I guess I'll have to ask you when you learn all of that. Wow. Okay. Now, so what else is going on at the airport? You said it's the Brown Arrow, and then Aero Missions.
Yes.
I know back in June, I believe it was Sylacauga Aviation Day.
Yes. So Aero Missions actually put that on for everyone at the airport, and we had several planes out on the ramp just for people to come look. A lot of people brought their planes out of the hangar, and several others flew in. So they had clubs from Shelby County. There was the Commemorative Air Force, and they brought their PT-19 and got to show that off. That was pretty cool. The Glider Club put their planes out, and we're actually giving people rides, so that was really cool.
Fun.
There was Greg Kuntz, who does air shows, and he was giving flights for people. So it was a really cool experience. I would recommend everyone coming back out for next year.
Yes, it's great for us to get to know what's out there.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't really have a reason to go to the airport. I mean, I don't fly, I don't own a plane, so it was a fun day for adults and for children.
Exactly,
right?
all ages.
A lot of kids got to see some airplanes up close.
Yes, ma'am.
How fun, how fun. So there is a lot going on out there. Gliders, and I know we talked about jets can land at the airport, and that's not true of all airports, right? Because
you just have to have a long enough runway, which we have a pretty nice long runway here in Sylacauga. So there is a good number of jet traffic. A lot of people are coming in to go play golf at the farm, things of that nature. But
good.
Every now and then.
Right here in Little Sylacauga.
I know, right?
There's a lot going on. That's neat. Wow. So I know it takes a lot of lessons, a lot of study, a lot of hours in the air. About how many hours do you think you have? I didn't tell you I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I have probably 340 hours right now.
Okay,
so I'm still working my way up.
Yeah, that's great. So are you certified at so many more hours or something like that?
So for your private pilot's license, you'd need 40 hours. For your commercial pilot's license, you need 250.
Okay.
And then to fly for the airlines, get your airline transport pilot rating, you would need 1,500 hours.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
Yeah, because you're flying all the time, further distances, and bigger planes. I know
Exactly.
it's a lot more goes into that. All right. What are some of the most exciting things you've done in a plane, or trips you've taken? Anything you'd want to share?
I would say flying the Baron, which is a multi-engine airplane, was really fun because we were just building time flying it. So I flew from Florida with my friends, got to see my friends, and then we flew to Louisville, we flew to Tennessee, we flew just all around. So that was really fun. The flights where you can kind of sit back and cruise from place to place are always the most fun for me because you just get to look outside and see how pretty,
How
it is.
beautiful it is, yes. And you do that all in a day or something,
Yes, ma'am.
don't you? That's a lot of time.
I know, it's a lot of time.
A lot of
For
time in
sure.
the air. Gosh, well, how fun. So would you encourage kids to get started if this is something they want to do?
Oh, 100%. At least come out to the airport, talk to some pilots, see if this is something you're interested in. Get involved in clubs if you're young and want to wait to start your training. You can start training at any age. It's just you can't solo until you're 16, get your license until you're 17.
Right.
But honestly, find a way to get involved. Just give it a try. Go take a discovery flight, see if it's something you enjoy, and then plan for the next steps if you want that to be your career.
It's fun. Well, I hope one day I'll be flying across the country and you'll come on and say, I'm Leah Platt, your pilot. That'll be fun. Gosh, so you think you might like to you want to keep pursuing this?
Oh, of course,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Do you own your own plane? Or?
I do not, but the LLC Marble City Aviation is in charge of the airplane.
Okay, great. Well, one day my brother-in-law built his own plane. And
Oh, that'd be fun.
Oh, yeah, it took a lot of time, I think, when he's working full-time and all that. But and so I've heard, like I said, I know about this much about being a pilot from him, but he absolutely loves it. And you sound like you do too.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. So, see Leah. I know we've still got about a minute or so, but see Leah if you want to take a discovery flight. How long would you be up in the air? on a
About 30
discovery?
minutes.
Okay. Just flying around over the quarry and things like that.
Yeah,
fun
that's
things to
typically
see.
what we're doing. Or if people request to go fly over their house. I had someone that wanted to go fly over Childersburg the other day, so we went and flew around Childersburg. But it's really up to you what you want to do in those 30 minutes.
Everybody likes to see where they live from.
Exactly. Take a
from
picture.
A lot higher than a drone would be, I think. Yeah, that is neat. Well, I'm excited. And go out to the airport. You said y'all might have an event, or you're working on maybe planning an event.
Hopefully an event for October so we can get people out of the airport. We've discussed kind of a trunk or treat with airplanes on the ramp. So that's still in the works, but hopefully we'll have something set in stone soon.
That's true. That's true. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Well, I am so excited, Leah, to see. I'll have to. I wish I could look back and see if you checked out books on airplanes when you used to come to when you came to the library as a little girl. But that's exciting. Well, I'm really excited to see. I know they can follow you on Facebook. Do y'all have a website?
Yes, ma'am. We have a website and the Facebook as well. It's Brown Arrow Technologies.
Brown Arrow Technology, and then Aero Missions is another one out of there in the glider. All of that. Find
Yes,
out
ma'am.
about that. Well, that is exciting. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for
I
having
appreciate it.
me.
And thank you for joining us on Library Connection.